Knicks Nation, today is Thursday, the 4th day of April 2024, 4/4/24. I hope you're safe and healthy on this Thursday, that your family is safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who along with the first responders are here saving lives every day. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here helping to rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia and kidnapping. Those are also the victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts of these areas. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and children and families homeless in the United States of America, millions around the world in similar worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. I made a mistake yesterday, which of course many of you were too happy to point out, which is cool, but I was saying they're going to play Portland, but they're really playing Sacramento today. They're playing Sacramento as the Knicks basketball game is scheduled for 7:30 at Madison Square Garden against Sacramento. As things stand right now, before we get into that, Sacramento is missing both Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter. Both of these guys, if you're a Knicks fan, you would know they're Knick killers. You know, every team that the Knicks have lost to over the years has guys that we know to be Knick killers. These are guys that may not play the same against everybody, but when they see the Knicks uniform, they seem to go off, especially at Madison Square Garden. Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, even when he was with the Hawks, traditionally are those type of guys. They're both out today, so that helps. Now, with regard to our heroes, the New York Knicks, the thing is, we're going to have to adjust now. I'm not sure about Drew or OG. I'm actually feeling more confident in OG returning than Julius. And it's just a gut feeling. I don't know why I feel that way. I'm just, reading stuff, looking at stuff. The media, I try to ignore or block out most media coverage because it's slanted to create clicks. I'm trying to get to the real nitty gritty of the situation. And looking at Drew, it looks to me that they're trying to test or get he has to pass a certain test that they only know about that will make them feel comfortable he's not going to re-injure himself. Okay? It looks like Drew is like Mitch Rob was. He's chomping at the bit to get back on the floor. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I feel like OG, though, will be ready for the playoffs. I'm pretty confident in that. I don't know how many games before the playoffs he will come back. But with OG and Mitchell Robinson, we're not going to have, obviously, our full contingent. I'm also going to have to revise my 50-game prediction. I predicted 50 wins for the Knicks this year. I don't know what they're going to end up with. Right now, we have 75 games with 7 games to play. Okay? And I'm not going to predict what the closing record's going to be on those 7 games. But what I will tell you is that now that this is the case, and Tom Thibodeau indicated this in his last presser, the last statement he made, we're going to have to look at what we have and go with what we got. And I think what that means, I know what that means with him. But what he's basically saying to us is that now he's going to adjust his schemes based on the players he has. See, he doesn't like to have to do that because he has a scheme based on the personnel he can depend on being there. But he's going to have to now adjust his schemes, especially defensively, based on what he has. Which means that the starting 5 you've been seeing is the starting 5 you're going to see. And he's going to adjust the schemes and the minutes accordingly. Expect Deuce McBride to continue to get the most minutes on the team. The reason is that right now, the Knicks, and I'm not trying to diss anybody, DiVincenzo's a two-way player, okay? Hart is not. He's more of a defensive player and rebounder, okay? Hartenstein is, I would give that to him, not on a high level, but he's a two-way player. OG, when he's available, is a two-way player. Mitch Rob is not. Obviously, Bodega is not. Burks is not. Deuce is basically, with DiVincenzo, the only two-way player that he has. Okay? Right now, with that being the case, you need to utilize him because he's your best, Deuce is your best perimeter defender. And he's right now your best 3-point shooter. So you must have him on the floor as much as possible. So Deuce is going to get heavy minutes all the way going into the playoffs. Okay. Now, I felt more confident predicting an Eastern Conference Finals appearance for the Knicks when they thinking they were going to get back all three guys, Julius, OG, and Mitch Rob. I'm not quite as confident with that without Ju. But I do feel like OG is more important to a playoff run than Julius is. Because Julius's game is predicated on him having the basketball in his hands. Okay? And when him and Brunson are on the court, they're going to get the lion's share of touches. Without Ju, and I'm not saying that the Knicks, and please don't come on my channel implying that the Knicks are better without Julius. Some knucklehead came on yesterday talking about now both Julius and OG are expendable. That is a big pile of cow chips with a PhD. You got a BS with a PhD. What does that mean? You got BS, and then you got it piled higher and deeper. They're not expendable. Okay? What it might mean is that OG might be cheaper based on his injury history. He might be cheaper. And all the contracts now come with clauses that say you got to play 65 games to get the most out of your contract. Okay? So he might be cheaper based on his injury history, but we want to keep him because we can win a chip with him and with Ju. But for now, we got to go with life as if we don't have Julius Randle. I feel like we'll have OG Anunoby. So when you get OG back in the lineup for the playoffs, you got Hartenstein, OG, you'll probably have DiVincenzo, Deuce, and Brunson. You're probably going to have Precious, Mitch Rob, and Hart coming off your bench. And Thibs is going to go 8 deep. Okay, he's not going to go 9. You're not going to see a lot of Bodega. You're not going to see a lot of Burks. You're going to see 8 guys get the lion's share of the minutes. That's going to be your rotation. Okay, I don't know how far we could go with that. I'm confident in that team. I'm not ready to predict an Eastern Conference Finals appearance for that team, but we can definitely get into the second round with a chance to get past the second round. Okay, it's a shot. Okay, we're not totally out of that. So right now, you're going to see, I believe, starting tonight, Tom is going to now go with 7 plus probably Bodega for the shooting. Okay. Mitchell Robinson, the good news in this is that Mitchell Robinson, although he's listed as questionable, though they're managing his ankle, I know they're managing his ankle for the playoffs. But as he gets more minutes in his last 7 games, as he keeps playing, he's going to play himself back into becoming Mitchell Robinson. He's not really our Mitch Rob yet, but he's playing his way back into it. And when he gets, hopefully for the playoffs, he'll be at that level. When he is, the Knicks become formidable with Mitchell Robinson, Precious, and Hart coming off your bench. Okay, they become very formidable. So not as formidable again as if you had Julius Randle, and then you can put either Deuce or DiVincenzo on the bench, and now you got a bench unit that's really dynamite. But we're pretty good. And Precious becomes extremely important now. Okay, Precious becomes important. And people keep asking, are we going to re-sign Precious? Stop being stupid. We are re-signing Precious. Of course we are. Anyway, we're re-signing the whole crew we got. We want to bring them all back. Bring the same band back and look and see they're going to be much better next year, hopefully without injuries. So now you get Precious becomes more important. Of course, Hartenstein's always important. And then you're going to have your other guys like we see Deuce, we got DiVincenzo, we got JB. They're going to have to go to war with what they got. And I feel like we got a good team, especially, again, you add OG and Mitch Rob to the mix. We're a good team, especially defensively, which is where you need to be good coming into the playoff. It's not about offense. It's about defense, winning chips, okay? So you get really good defensively, okay? There's a couple of games the Knicks lost, like Oklahoma City, Miami, where if we had OG, I feel like we'd have won those games, okay? Defensive stops would have been more, okay? Plus, OG moves without the basketball very well. He moves without the ball. Not only does he lock down whoever the best wing is, he is also moving without the ball and cutting to the basket. Excellent. Okay. So, and then of course we know he's one of the top spot up shooters in the league. So when he's there, it changes everything for the Knicks without actually sacrificing anything. So this is good. Nobody has to sacrifice their touches. He's going to, he's just going to create more opportunities. And again, he's going to bring lockdown defense. So I think they're saving him for the playoffs. I hope they can get a couple of games in before the playoffs. But he is really, and again, with OG, he really is plug and play. What do I mean by that? A plug and play guy is a guy that's not a superstar. Okay, he's not a superstar, but you can plug him into any lineup and he will be effective because he's a two-way player. He can be effective. Okay, in any lineup, he'll fit in anybody's lineup and in any team. Okay, that's plug and play. Okay, so so he fits in anybody's lineup and he can play in anybody. That's plug and play. There's a couple of guys like that around the league. Every championship team needs one of those that can plug and play in any lineup. There are superstars, like for example, Derek White, Jrue Holiday for the Celtics. They're both plug and play. You can put them in any lineup and they're going to be effective. Okay, that's what I mean by plug and play. You got guys like that. Okay, not superstars, but definitely guys that can fit and benefit your team with whatever lineup you put around them. That's OG Anunoby. Okay, so now hopefully we get him back. Now for tonight against Sacramento at home, he's not going to play. Okay, so we know we got Mitch Robinson. We're going to have Precious Achiuwa. I know Hart is questionable with the wrist, but if you know Josh Hart, the thing about all three of them Villanova crew, them cats are all tough as nails. If he can bend the wrist, he's playing. That's the way it is. So I'm not worried about Josh Hart missing the game. Questionable, yeah, okay, I hear you, but I'm expecting him to play. So you're going to have Precious, Mitchell Robinson, and you're going to have probably Bodega 44. You're going to have them. And then you're going to have the starting five, which is going to, and Deuce is going to probably play more than 40 minutes. Hopefully his jumper continues to be Deuce G League jumper, which is what we've been getting. And then like this last game now, we got to, our leader, the head of the snake is Jalen Brunson. Okay. And Jalen has been getting beat up, as we know. We cannot do anything about the referees. Brunson knows that more than anybody. So does Tom Thibodeau. Thibodeau is working it even off the court. He's getting fouled. He's working it so that the league hopefully will take notice. But once the ball goes up, you can't control what the referees do. All you can do is be excellent. We need Jalen Brunson to be excellent, and I believe he will be. Okay. What happened last game, he's going to see all the time in heavy doses of people. And they don't come at you right away. They wait till he starts. And you know how Jalen, he makes his moves in the paint. He's trying to get his feet in the paint. And that's when they send a double team at him. He's got to know what's coming and get rid of the basketball. Okay? When he starts, and I'm very confident he will excel at doing that. When he does, Deuce will get a lot of open looks and Dante will get a lot of open looks. We're in good shape in that scenario. See? Okay, so I'm liking this. Hart just got to really rebound and play defense. That's his role. Yes, people are upset. He got to take the shot. Yes, he's open. He got to take the shot. They're going to have to understand the defenses are going to leave him open because they know he's not a great three-point shooter. So the Knicks can't depend. They want if you're the defense against the Knicks, you want Josh Hart taking 23s because he ain't going to hit but maybe 3 or 4 of them. Okay, so if you're the Knicks, you want to get in a position where you get Deuce and Dante to be open for threes. This is the benefit of having 3 really high-level three-point shooters, Dante, Brunson, and Deuce. So you want them to get the threes. Like I was watching last night as New Orleans got crushed by Orlando. By the way, Orlando won last night. Cleveland lost. So now Orlando is the 4th seed by half a game over the Knicks. Cleveland has got a full game over the Knicks. The Knicks are now the 5th seed. Remember in the beginning of the year, I did say 4-6. I did say that. We have a chance to go higher. I did say that. But now it's 4-6. And that's where we're at right now. Right now, Cleveland tonight, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let's take a look. Cleveland is playing tonight. Let me see. April 4th, right? Cleveland. Let's take a look here. They're playing, no, tonight Philly is at Miami. Yeah, Philly's at Miami tonight. Philly's at Miami tonight. Cleveland is going to be playing a tough schedule over the next couple of days. Cleveland, and we have Sacramento tonight. And then we have a back-to-back. We have a game Friday. It's a back-to-back. So we're playing Cleveland tonight. Then we got Chicago Friday. That ain't no joke. But as far as Cleveland, they have, let me see, they lost last night to Phoenix, right? Then they're going to play, let's take a look. They're going to play at LA. That's right, at LA, the Lakers on Saturday. That's one of a back-to-back. The next Sunday, the Clippers. So they got the Lakers followed by the Clippers after they lost to Phoenix. This gives us a chance. Of course, gives Orlando a chance. Orlando's looking real good. I ain't going to front. Orlando looked dominant last night against New Orleans. They looked dominant. It got to the point where only C.J. McCollum was getting shots. They backed off of Zion to let him, see what I mean? If you watch the game, they backed off of Zion. They gave him all the room to shoot threes he wanted to. They wanted him to shoot threes. So he was trying to get his way back into the lane. They was ready for him. Jamal Mosley's doing the job over there, man. So this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. And they got the tiebreaker against us. So, it could be a 4-5 matchup. But if we got OG, I'm feeling a lot more confident in that one. So we'll see. But this is the way it's going. So Orlando's peaking at the right time. Cleveland is losing at the wrong time. The Knicks are losing at the wrong time. At least the Knicks got an excuse losing 3 of their top players. But Cleveland's just losing. They had Donovan Mitchell hurt for a while, but they got him back now. So last night they lose 122-101 against Phoenix. Now they got to play LeBron and them, LeBron and Anthony Ambulance. And the thing about Anthony Ambulance, as you know, if he's not, in the wheelchair, homie's going to ball. Okay, he's going to ball. And then Clippers, all of them, the Lakers and the Clippers, they fighting for positioning with Phoenix. They're all fighting hard for positioning with Cleveland. So this is going to be interesting to see how this weekend turns out. The Knicks have Sacramento tonight. They got tomorrow night. They got to play against Chicago. And I'm thinking that they play Sunday's a big game against the Bucks. So we got a tough schedule too. Sunday's a big game against the Bucks. So we got tonight against Sacramento. Tomorrow it's a back-to-back. And tomorrow they play against Chicago, at Chicago. Then they go to Milwaukee. Then they're at Chicago again on Tuesday. So it ain't no joke for us either. And then the 4-game road trip ends in Boston next week, Thursday. This ain't no joke. So Thibs is going to adjust his schemes to fit what he now has. OG comes, he's plug and play. You ain't got to change nothing for him. But they're going to act like they're going to go without Jew. And they're going to go from there. Okay, Thibs hates that, but he's real. He's like, this is what we got. Let's go forward. This is what we got. Let's go forward. You all enjoy the game tonight. Let's get this W. Shalom.